I'd like to thank James Perkins for putting this together and letting me on. And my name is James Knight. I'm going to attempt to read a short section of Finnegan's Wake, section 1.7, in which he describes Shem the pen, his alter ego in Finnegan's Wake. We'll see how far I get. I've heavily edited this, so don't try to follow it in the book, and my apologies to Mr. Joyce. Shem is as short for Shemus as Jem is jokey for Jacob. A few toughnecks are still get-at-able who pretend that aboriginally he was of respectable stemming, but every honest-to-goodness man in the land of the space of today knows that his back life will not stand being written about in black and white. Putting truth and untruth together, a shot may be made at what this hybrid actually was like to look at. Shem's bodily getup, it seems, included an adze of a skull, an 8 of a lark's eye, the wool of a nose, 1 numb arm up a sleeve, 42 hairs off his uncrown, 18 to his mock lip, a trio of barbells from his megagag chin, the wrong shoulder higher than the right, all ears, an artificial tongue with a natural curl, not a foot to stand on, a handful of thumbs, a blind stomach, a deaf heart, a loose liver, 2/5 of a buttocks, a man-root of all evil, a salmon celt's thin skin, eel's blood in his cold toes, a bladder tristended, so much so that young Master Shemmy, on his very first debauch at the very dawn of proto-history, seeing himself such and such, when playing with thistlewords in their garden nursery, dictated to all of his little brotherin and sweesterines the first riddle of the universe, asking, when is a man not a man? Telling them, take their time, young fries, and wait till the tide stops, for from the first his day was a fortnight, and offering the prize of a bittersweet crab, a little present from the past, for their copper age was yet unminted, to the winner. The children guess at length, but all were wrong, so Shem himself, the doctator, took the cake, the correct solution being, all give up, when he is a, yours till the rending of the rocks, sham. Shem was a sham and a low sham. Skip a long passage about his disgusting eating habits. Around that time, Moravar, one generally, for love of money, hoped, or at any rate suspected among morticians, that he would early turn out badly, develop hereditary pulmonary TB, and do for himself one dandy time, nay, of a pelting night blanketed creditors, hearing a coarse song and a splash off Eden Key, sighed and rolled over, sure all was up. But, though he fell heavily and locally into debt, not even then could such an antinomian be true to type. He would not put fire to his cerebrum, he would not throw himself in Liffey, he would not explode himself with pneumatics. He refused to suffocate himself with a sod. With the foreign devil's leave, the frayed-born fraud diddled even death. You see, chaps, it will trickle out, freaksily of course, but the Tom and the shorty of it is, he was in his bardic memory low. All the time he kept on treasuring with condign satisfaction each and every crumb of trek talk, covetous of his neighbor's word, giving unsolicited testimony on behalf of the absent, as glib as Eves, water to those present who meanwhile, with increasing lack of interest in his semantics, allowed various subconscious smickers to drivel across their fitchers, unconsciously explaining for inkstands with a meticulosity bordering on the insane the various meanings of all the different foreign parts of speech he misused, and cuttle-fishing every lie unshrinkable about all the other people in the story, leaving out, of course, foreconsciously, this simple wharf and plague and poison they had cornered him about, until there was not a snoozer among them, but was utterly undeceived in the heel of the reel by the recital of the rigmarole. One hail cannon night, for his departure was attended by a heavy downpour. As very recently as some 1,000 rains ago, he was therefore treated with what closely resembled personal violence, being soggert all unsuspectingly through the deserted village of Tumblin on the Leafy, by rival teams of slow spears, counter-quicklimers, who finally, as rahili they had been detained out rather latish, thought busness hits busness. They had better be streaking for home after their Auburn to Auburn, with thanks for the pleasant evening. One and all disgustedly, instead of ruggering him back and awake, reconciled to a friendship, fast and furious, which merely arose out of the noxious pervert's perfect lowness. Again, there was a hope that people looking on him with the contempt of the contemplables, after first giving him a roll in the dirt, might pity and forgive him, if properly deloused. But the plebe was born a quick low, and sank allowing till he stank out of sight.